All right, how to get a generator started that won't turn over or fire over. All you get is this. We're gonna fix it. Okay, if your fuel's good, if you've already cleaned out your tank as best as you can and put fresh gas in it, be sure before you even do that, make sure your fuel line is on. So this should be pulled into where the fuel is on. And then also make sure your overall power switch right here is on. If you don't, if it's there, it won't fire over, it won't spark up. Make sure that's on, make sure your fuel is on, make sure you got fresh gas. Now, after those things are checked out, make sure you got your spark, like I said. All right, so first thing you wanna do is, most of the time these things, just like all small motors out there, the biggest thing that happens with them, they get left out and they sit for a long time, sometimes months or even years with the same gas in it, especially the generators. People gas them up to use them and then they let them sit. So first, you want to check for your gas. I already put fresh gas in here and cleaned out the gas tank. I actually took the tank off to get it as clean as I could by these 4 bolts. So I already put fresh gas in. Yes, the gas that was in here was very bad. It was darker. It was a dark color. It'll get dark as it gets bad. So the fuel gets left in the carb too. So in this case, I'm gonna clean the carburetor on this one. But what you want to do next is make sure you have spark. And if you have spark, then more than likely it's gonna be the carburetor. So we're gonna clean this carb out really nice, take it off, and get it as clean as we can. Let's go. First, take off the air filter housing piece right here. 4 bolts right here. Now we're gonna take off the carb plate, and there's 2 vacuum lines or air lines or whatever that run on the side. We're just gonna pull them out. First 4 bolts were 5/16. The 2 carb plate bolts, 10 mil is what we're using. Boom. All right, we got the 2 bolts out. There's also one down here on the other side, right under the carb, right there. Now, just pull this off of the carb bolts, and then your carburetor, as you can see right here, is exposed. So we're gonna pull it off of there. First, you gotta undo these idle cables or whatever they are. And then you gotta undo this fuel line, and then you got a line up here you gotta remove. And then this has the needle. The needle is on top of this piece. We're gonna take all this off and clean it out thoroughly, because I've checked out, I did have spark. So we're gonna go to assume with the bad gas that was in the tank, the old dark nasty gas with all the debris, it set in the carburetor as well, and now it's probably got some of that gunk that's stuck up in a port or a jet. We're gonna take it off and clean it, assuming that it's a fuel issue, because we got compression and everything else. So let's clean it up. Make sure you turn your fuel off before you do this, or it's gonna drain everywhere. See, we still got a little leakage. Now the cables. So turn this sideways, and then you can pull your cables out. It's that one and then this little one right back here. They go right into this, which controls your idle. That's your idle adjustment screw right there. Boom. All right, so we got this loosened up. I'm not gonna take that off until I get the carb off, and be careful when taking these off that you don't rip no gaskets, or you'll have to go back to town and grab you a gasket kit. So it'd be easy taking this piece off. Gonna work it. There it is. All right. Now I'm just gonna kind of let it hang there while I take this off. All right. Kind of just spin it like that, if y'all can see. Boom. There it is. Now you take your needle off right down here. Oop, I'm leaking some gas. Anyways, take your needle off down here. And then we're gonna see about spraying in all these ports and everything, and see if we can get this thing nice and cleaned out. But first, yeah, let's take these off. They're the hex bolts. Make sure you spray in the little ports in here. Spray where your fuel line is. Spray here in your throttle right in here. Spray all that shit. Down here in your carb bowl, make sure you spray in there. This one, I thought it was a screw off bowl, but it's not. So I should have took this gasket off really, because it will swell, but I didn't, so fuck. But yeah, spray all up in there, man. There's the main jet right here in the middle. Try to spray in there if you can as well. Kind of let this drain out of all that crap. Wipe your gasket off carefully. Now we're gonna slide the carb right back on these carb bolts. Bolts go right through here. Being aware that the gasket is on the other side here, and we do not want to rip that or tear that in any way. So kind of work it back. Boom, just like that. Now I'm gonna throw the fuel line and this line right back on the fittings there. Screw in your bowl screw right down here. So we slid the carburetor back on. Put your needle back in first before you put your carb on. That'll make it a lot easier. Now put your idle cables on. Just pull it back and then you can snap them in. That what we have coming out is good stuff. let's check it. We got everything connected. Everything up here. We're gonna put the faceplate on and see if we can get it to fire up now with proper fuel and air. So let's see what happens. Turn the fuel back on. We got the air filter housing and the air filter. We're gonna take it off first. Let's see if it'll turn over.